I've done some kind of cool things in my life. The only thing that makes those highs feel so good is knowing the distance I had to climb to reach them. The fact that I grew up in a dilapidated two-bedroom house in the homicide capital of LA, and then moved to an overpriced downtown LA apartment with the Congo River where the ceiling should be. And then within 3 years of me being out on my own, I was living in a 6-bedroom mansion in Tanzania. Now, while I'm thankful for all of the bad and the good experiences that the Most High has given me over the last 22 years, I understand that the moment I stop growing is the moment I start dying. Therefore, the newest mission, help 1,000 members of the diaspora make at least $1,000 per month. And in the process, make a nice profit for myself. To turn this from a dream into a goal, August 2nd, 2022 is the hard and fast deadline. Shoot for the moon and land amongst the stars has worked for me up to this point in my life, so why would I stop now? And it's the unrealisticness of all of my goals that make it so much fun to pursue. Today is actually a pretty big day because I'm moving. Today is a pretty big day because I'm moving my courses and my business from PayHip over to Samcart. Oh, and if you're wondering, this right here is my microphone, just holding it on today's video. Now, you might be curious about, okay, why are you moving from PayHip over to Samcart? The reason is customer experience. Customer experience, in my personal opinion, is huge, right? If you do it right and your customers have a good experience, you're going to have an army of passionate marketing agents, right? But if you do it bad, you're going to fail before you even start. So you want to have the optimal customer experience possible. And so let's actually jump into my computer, which is sitting right here, and show you the changes that I've made to improve the customer experience. Differences in customer experience. So this is PayHip. Once you go ahead and actually place an order on PayHip, or you go ahead and do the free download on PayHip, this is what you're going to be taken to. You're going to be basically taken to this page where you're going to be able to download all the videos. So you actually have to download each and every individual onto your computer, and then you'll be able to watch the videos like that. So you have to click download, wait for them to download, and then let them download to your computer. And this is going to take up space on your computer. This is going to, you know what I mean, make it to where you're going to have to, you're not going to be able to just go and autoplay the videos. It's kind of just going to have to be like a manual process. Now, that's one version. That was a first initial concept. But then we go ahead and go now to where we're at. I want to show you the difference in customer experience. So when we go over to Samcart, we now have a page for you to log in. So again, I'm just showing you guys a customer experience difference. You're going to be able to see your course and everything like that. You're going to see the videos, like quizzes, workshops, worksheets. You're going to click on that. As I say, look, you can click, you can jump right back in where you last left off. You know, you're going to be able to watch the videos immediately on this here web page. You know, you're not going to have to, you know, download the videos. They're all here ready for you to go. We're going to have worksheets in here for you. You know, we have quizzes. So yeah, you can take quizzes. You know, it's just so, this is just so much more of a fun and inviting user experience. So it should be pretty clear now after seeing the back end of PayHip and then seeing the back end of Samcart why I would move to Samcart. But you guys might also be asking, okay, well, if customer experience is so important, why did you not just start with Samcart to begin with? The answer to that question is the MVP, the minimal viable product. So whenever I think of an idea, I kind of try to think in my head, okay, what does this operation look like running at an optimal rate? Then I say, okay, what is the cheapest way that I can validate and test this idea? And then the answer to that question usually results in the minimal viable product, right? The cheapest way, preferably free though, but the cheapest way I can test and validate if this idea is wanted by the market or not. Now, the reason why I kind of function off of this principle of the minimal viable product is because the quickest way to fail in any type of venture is, number one, not getting started, and then number two, you know, putting a lot of time, energy, and resources into something that's simply an idea that you don't know what people want, you don't know what people don't want, you don't know what price range people are willing to pay, It's just all going off of assumptions. So I usually like to test and validate an idea before I invest my time, my energy, and my resources into it. So when I first came out with the course, I knew that it was a valuable course. I knew it was valuable information within it. But the question was, would other people perceive the value equally as I did? And so the only way to find out was to find out. So the only way you could find out was to drop it and see if people would buy it. So I went ahead and dropped it, and I did like a little pre-sale on my YouTube audience, just with, posting a community tab, and then people bought it. And so I said, okay, cool. It's validated at $49.99. Let's go ahead and raise the price up to more of where I wanted it to be in the first place, at the $79.99 mark, and people continue to buy it. And so I said, okay, cool. This idea is tested, is validated. The audience perceives information in the course to be valuable. Let's go ahead and work towards the optimal version of this business, which is an image that you should have in your head from the very beginning. But you don't start at the image in your head, you get there. Now, let's also get into the money aspects of things. So when I started off with PayHip, which was my minimal viable product, let's talk about what I had to invest into it. First, I had to invest the time that I used to create the course. Also, I had to invest the time that I used to create and generate the sales copy for the landing pages. So I created the sales copy for the free course, and I created the sales copy for the paid course, both of which take time, to write and to kind of optimize to get conversions. So I invested time. Now, upfront hard costs, I invested $0 into the startup of the courses on PayHip. Now, what I did have to pay was a 5% fee, but I only paid a 5% fee once results actually came in. So when somebody made a purchase, then I paid 5% of that purchase to PayHip, and I paid a little more fees to PayPal or Stripe, depending on what checkout provider they used. So all in all, my initial investment in starting the business on PayHip was $0 and some time invested in the creating of sales copy and the creating of the course itself. Now, when we compare that with the current iteration of my business on Samcart, there is a few more things that have been added onto the list. So first, we have email marketing service, and I'm using ConvertKit for that. And in order to send email sequences, or basically to have somebody sign up to a list and then they get emails subsequently after that, I have to pay $15 a month for that service. So that's the first fee, and that's a monthly fee of $15. Then we also have a text message marketing service as well attached to it. And so that is a service called Call Loop, and I'm paying $5 a month for it. Then I have to pay for every subsequent text that I send out as well. Currently, the rate is around $5 for 100 text messages. So that's the rate that I'm paying currently. It does add up pretty quick, especially if I'm sending out 3 text messages per customer. It adds up kind of quick, but that is more of an asset than it is a liability for the business, because I'm only sending out text messages to convert people who get in the free course to get into the paid course, or people who get into the 50-cent course to upgrade to the full course. So yeah, it's an asset. Other thing that I have to pay for on a monthly basis is Samcart itself. Right now, I'm on the $49 a month plan, but they have other plans which they really kind of trying to force me to upgrade it, to be quite honest with you. But that's going to be $49 per month, and I'm more than likely going to have to upgrade in the future to the $99 per month plan. Once I validate the fact that people will also purchase on Samcart, right? It's still a constant test and constant validation. So yeah, I have to more than likely upgrade to a $99 per month plan. But right now we're on the $49 a month plan. Also, my course is a video course. So as a result of that, I need to have a place to host my videos on. And for that, I'm using Vimeo. I have to pay $12 per month or for Vimeo, because in order to be able to edit the style of the video, in order to be able to edit kind of how the video player looks, I have to pay for a subscription to Vimeo as well, and that's $12 per month. But I also have to pay a one-time fee of $50 to a company called Filmora, and that is the new video editing software that I had to go ahead and pick up. I get a 1-year membership for $50. Now, I was using a free editing software at first called Shotcut, but when I went back to watch the videos that I had produced for the free mini course that was up on PayHip, it was so many errors within that video that I said, man, this sucks. Like, I edited the video the proper way, and then once I exported it, it ended up changing. So I didn't catch those mistakes until when I was migrating the videos over to
SAM card. So the videos are now fixed now, but I had to just upgrade and get a paid software, and so now I'm using Filmora 9, I believe, and that was a $50 fee. The last software that I have is something called Zapier. Zapier is a integration tool that allows me to connect SAM card to the call loop and connect to ConvertKit, connected to a whole bunch of different services and providers. And what this does is kind of automate the business to where I don't have to go back and manually add a customer into my text message marketing software or add a customer manually to my email marketing software. It just goes automatically. So that's what Zapier is. Right now, Zapier is free for the first 100 zaps per month. After that, I have to begin to upgrade to a different plan. So right now, that's free. The last thing that I have to pay for, and it's not a set monthly rate, but it's ads. Right now, I am running ads on YouTube. They're paused right now, but probably by the time this video comes out, they should be running once again, because I needed to pause them because I don't want to direct people to the PayHip anymore. I want to direct people to SamCart, and I'm just now getting these SamCart pages launched and ready to go. So yeah, I'm going to rerun the ads, but I have to redirect them to the proper landing page.
Now, after seeing the numbers, it should be a lot more clear as to why I started off on PayHip and wanted to validate the idea before I started to invest the capital into the business. And I was able to basically use the capital generated from the sales in order to get to the next level. And that's what you call bootstrapping, right? And this is how you build businesses without having to get outside capital or outside funding. So that is why I went ahead and started off with PayHip. Okay, so if some of this kind of sounds complicated to you and you're just like, okay, I just want a simple way to make money online, I actually suggest that you enroll in my course, 9 to 5 on your grind. It's teaching you the simplest, most realistic, and most practical way to start making a consistent income online, selling on a platform called Etsy. Now, you can actually enroll on the pages on SamCart that I've been talking about in this whole video by clicking the link in the description. That sales page is fully ready to go. So go ahead and click on that and get into the course today. Now, also, you may be somebody who likes to try before you buy. If that's the case, I got something for you as well. I'm working on a mini course. It's already completed, but I don't know if the sales page will be up by the time this video is uploaded. But essentially, the full course is 15 video lessons. The mini course is just one of those video lessons turned into its own separate course. All right. Now, if you want to kind of see, okay, what is he going to be teaching me in the paid course? If you kind of want to get a game plan of like, okay, how was he as a teacher? You can see all that in the mini course, which should be available soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be available the minute I launch this video, but check the description. If it's available, then go ahead and get into that. Either way, if you want to start making money online, get into one of the courses. If you get into the mini course and it's test it out and then upgrade to the full course, dope. Or if you want to just jump straight to the full course, I recommend that as well. You'll save yourself around like 50 cents. So either way, yeah, do one of those two methods. All right, now what I want to make sure of before I end this video off is to explain to you that while this is a business series, the advice and the things that I talk about in these videos are not just business related, like they affect people in day-to-day life as well. So one of the Bible verses that I really enjoy is faith without works is dead. So I know some people who are in the States that can take the Bible back in front and be in church every single Sunday, that know the scripture, that still believe that Christ is white, you know what I mean? I still believe that the so-called Jews are the true Jews, right? There's people who have been in church their whole entire life and still believe this, and they have so much knowledge of the scripture, but they really have no knowledge of the scripture whatsoever because they don't understand how to take things beyond their face value. And so one of the things that I want to mention is that, okay, I've talked about the minimal viable product and starting a business, but there's minimal viable products within your life as well. Like when you really think about school, for example, let's give college for an example. You might be going to school to become a vet, right? To become a vet, it's going to take you 12 years. How do you know that at the end of those 12 years, you're going to enjoy being in the veterinary industry? You have no idea. For most people, they just pick something that seems fun, or they pick something that's going to make a lot of money, or they pick something that their friends are picking, but they have no idea how they're going to actually apply their degree once they get it. So let's say you are going to school to be a vet. Before you sign up for a 12-year commitment to a school and, by the end of it have $300,000 in debt on a low end, before you go ahead and sign up to do something like that, maybe you should do the minimum viable product, right? Go volunteer at a veterinary office. Like these are examples of how you can apply the minimum viable product into other areas, other aspects of your very own life. And so, before before you commit a massive amount of time, money, resources, energy into a industry, always try to do a minimum viable product first, right? And just to test it out to see if you're actually gonna like it. Now, with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 of this series. I don't think I even have a name for this series yet. I don't have a name for this series yet, but we'll try to come up with a name. If you have any ideas, drop them in the comment section below. And yeah, I'm gonna try to do these maybe once a week, y'all willing. I think this might be an interesting series to do maybe, yeah, this once a week. I can't do this every day because they take a lot more time, take a lot more energy, take a lot more effort to produce, because I'm taking shots here and there and cutting this in and cutting that in, and just it's a little bit more editing that's involved and a little more thinking that's involved in it as well. So I can't drop these every day, but maybe once a week I think might be interesting to do. And let me know if you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one, y'all willing. Peace.